Now we're ready for finishing. The beauty here is you only need to give a light rub down to the metal posts and capping surfaces. The panels need no rubbing down. And by a light rub down, that's what we mean. Using a Scotch-Brite pad, you only need roughen the surfaces of the posts and caps. Don't rub them back to bare metal. For a long-lasting and great finish, we recommend Dulux Accra texture coatings. We'll show you how to apply Dulux Accra shortly, but where you do intend using the texture coating, you must first prime the panel surfaces. Using thoroughly mixed Accra Prime, coat the panels using a roller, just as you would applying any paint. Remember, Accra Prime is specially made to key with Accra coatings. Remember to cut into the corners and against the posts. When the panels are dry, it's time to apply the Accra, and again, remember to stir the texture thoroughly first. Accra is a trowel-on coating, so you'll need a plasterer's trowel and a plasterer's hawk. The hawk is the board on which you load the texture from the bucket. You'll also need a plasterer's float to finish off the surface, but more on that shortly. Load up your trowel from the hawk and spread the texture upwards onto the panel. Cut in against the posts and continue to apply the texture. You don't need to spread on the texture too thick. You'll find a natural thickness of a few millimetres as you spread on the coating. Don't worry too much about finishing off the texture at this point. Concentrate on getting the texture onto the panel in the first instance. We'll let the video roll here so you can watch how it's done. When the wall is covered and before the coating dries, it's time to float off the surface. This gives the wall a smooth, professional finish. Here we're using a trowel float with a plastic surface. This surface helps the trowel float over the texture. Using moderate to firm pressure, use the float in a circular motion to smooth out the lumps and bumps in your initial application. Again, we'll let the video roll here so you can see the technique. What happens though when you've got a joint between two panels, say in a 1.8 metre wall? Some people leave the joint as an architectural feature, but you can choose to set the joint if you prefer. And here's how to do it. Using our recommended exterior jointing compound, lay a base layer over the joint. Before the compound is dry, work an exterior jointing tape into the compound over the joint, like this. Then, using the exterior jointing compound again, overlay the tape with a finishing layer, feathering the top and bottom of what you apply. Remember, the jointing compound does not need to be applied thickly. Apply the base compound, the tape, and the top layer sufficient to cover the joint. When you cover this with Accra, your finish will be like that of a rendered brick wall. Once the compound is dry, prime the total surface with Accra Prime. We'll come back and texture coat this wall shortly. As an alternative to the trowel-on finish, you can use another Accra finish, Dulux Accra Sand, a light texture paint-based application which you can apply with a brush. If you're applying Accra Sand, you don't need to prime the panels. First mix Accra Sand thoroughly, then apply it with a paintbrush. Because, as its name implies, Accra Sand has a grit base, use a crisscross painting method to apply it to your wall. This action helps even out the light texture. Using accra sand, you don't need to fill the panel joints. Just paint over them for a pleasing visual appearance. It's time now to apply Accra-Tex coating to the wall where we've set the joint. We show you this technique again so that you can see that the joint disappears under the Accra-Tex coating, making the wall indistinguishable from a rendered wall of brick, but with considerably less expense. Again, we'll let the video roll here so that you can take in the Accra-Tex application technique. Note that in this instance, the surfacing was applied on an extremely hot summer's day, so we textured and floated about half the wall first, while the texture remained workable. Then we completed the remainder. Remember, it's the float trowel that puts the professional finished touch to your wall. Note that you can overcoat the Accra-Tex finish with a colour of your choice in Dulux Accra Shield. And note, importantly, you use Accra Shield to paint the posts, the wall cappings and the post caps. We've applied Accra Shield paint to our 2.7 metre wall. Accra Shield is again ideal for this wall and is applied with a roller exactly as you might paint any wall. Note, you may want to apply 2 coats. In this video, we hope we've helped you feel comfortable about installing your garden wall system. Remember, if you have any concerns about erecting or finishing your wall system, we recommend you get professional help. To end this video, we include photos of our display walls, finished and landscaped. This is the sort of transformation you too can achieve. In the meantime, thanks for choosing Garden Wall Systems and Dulux Accra-Tex. Our innovative, cost-effective, versatile and stylish walls will enhance the look and the value of your property. Garden Wall Systems, setting new boundaries.